All right, we've also been telling you about some of that breaking news all morning. Last night at midnight, AT&T's DirecTV removed Newsmax from all of its systems, including DirecTV Stream and also Uverse.
Meantime, there's a long list of liberal news networks that are still in the systems, and they get paid the same fees that Newsmax is asking for.
A more blatant example of politically motivated censorship is hard to imagine. And this coming as we have all the revelations, thanks to Elon Musk at Twitter, of government-sponsored censorship. Is this something being done in league with the White House, with the DNC? We don't know, but we know the facts of the case that Newsmax was asking for fair remuneration, which is exactly the same for the top 75 channels on DirecTV, 22 of which, 22 are hardcore left-wing news channels.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And politically motivated censorship? Since when is dropping a deadweight, failing, pathetic product censorship? It's called free market economics. You know, the thing that Republicans adore when it goes their way, and then they can dominate with monopolies, and when it doesn't go their way, as most often is the case, then they whine and they cry tyranny.
Why is it that only Newsmax is treated like this? It's very clear. It's because Newsmax is growing in popularity, is growing in influence, and they want to shut down a voice that isn't the mainstream lying media, but actually brings the facts to all of our viewers.
And out of this basic little conundrum was birthed the real doctrine of Republican policy, corporate welfare. Yes, corporate welfare is the Republican doctrine by which working people should foot all the bills of the Republicans' money. Because after all, Republicans have no skills. They've never labored. It's like asking a newborn child to carry their own weight. Republicans are helpless unless they do nothing and skim 20% off the top. And so they design government to do just that, and they take their free lunch money and pay these brain-dead Newsmax snobs to spin cute little fables about how trickle-down economics was ordained by God as the law of the universe. And when DirecTV comes along and pulls the plug and says, guess what, fairy tales don't pay the bills, all the little right-wingers get misty-eyed and lament in an ununified voice, come save me, government regulations.
It always amazes me how much the left hates transparency and they hate dissenting views. What's interesting about this kind of move here by DirecTV and AT&T, they're doing it wide open for everyone to see. You see the statistics that Seb laid out. They don't even care because the left has pressured them behind the scenes to say, hey, look, there are some dissenting views out there we just don't like. There's a network that's gaining popularity that people are gravitating toward. They're sick of our lies, and instead they're going to real news outlets like Newsmax. So we have to do something to stop them.
If you think Republicans are about limited government, check that empty cavern behind your forehead. They're about stuffing their own wallets and rigging the system to work for them, period. And for the proof, look no further than Exhibit A. Right now they are cosplaying as fiscal penny pinchers saving America from the debt ceiling. But check yourself into the reality hotel for just a moment, and you'll find out that it was Republicans who broke the bank, and it's their bills on the table that are ballooning government. Time for some facts, imbeciles. Ronald Reagan raised the debt ceiling more times than any U.S. president by far. Fact. Donald Trump did a grand total of one thing in his entire perverted reign, not related to ruining democracy and installing himself as a dictator, and that was shanghaiing the country to cut himself and his golf buddies fat checks with his big league tax break for billionaires. And it's that mess that's coming home to roost right now. Fact. And fact number 3 is going to be the biggest factor of them all, and that is the fact that one word can accurately sum up Republicans and Republican political ideology: panhandlers. They want to do nothing and get paid for it. Government spending is out of control thanks to Republican administrations who've shoved corporate welfare structure down America's throat. If you look at government spending as a pie chart, corporate welfare is the fattest slice by a mile. No wonder Trump's gut is no longer fits through the standard doorways. So while sane citizens across America are rejoicing with the due collapse of the comedy network called Newsmax, Republicans will don their crocodile tears and cry tyranny and promptly have their legislators, and I use that term lightly, craft up communist-level provisions to enact their bullcrap propaganda as required state programming and market it all under the banner of freedom and limited government. Hooray for the poorly educated. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.